What's up, everybody? You know what it is. Another episode of Are You the One? Second Chances. It's the 8th episode, ladies and gentlemen, and it's getting down to the wire. But for some couples, it's really not going so good. But we're going to talk about it. Let's get it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Turn this up.
Okay. This is my first time
hearing
hearing this.
trying
to jump you.
It's
I
tight.
asked you not to judge me.
I kind of want that beat to jump in. Yeah,
You
it's
love
just,
me, then you
like
hate
this,
me.
no?
That's
Yeah.
Coming
organized
in?
destruction.
it
You're
should be.
open wide and
There it
busted.
is. There it
Something
is.
to be
There it
blasted.
is.
God said keep it classy.
I love
But
this,
heaven
dude.
walked you absent.
This song
You
is
make my heart
dope.
beat faster.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I put the world
this
as
is
rappers. I put my
Nick
whispers
Grant,
down under the
artist I found on Spotify. Name of the album is Return of the Cool. This name of this song is All of Me. And I think it's kind of fitting for, you know, the couples in the house because,
Right.
especially with Michaela and Cameron.
Cameron.
They want all of he's like, I feel like Michaela's like, this is all of me. And Cameron's like,
I need more. Of you.
yeah, I need more. I need more. But we're going to talk about it.
Let's do
but,
it.
you know, this is your boy, Gonsalves. Oh, you hear it? You hear the sample?
Yeah.
You hear the sample?
I see. I hear. I
feel like I can produce this song. Like I'm just like promoting, like, yo, my new track. You know,
I feel like my voice has to be at a lower tone here, just to be keeping up with the track.
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
it cool, because it's just such a.
But it's a mellow track, man.
I love
it's
it.
really dope.
I love it. I like it.
Return of the Cool. That's the name of the
Return of
album.
the Cool.
Boom. But as I was stating, Lim Gonsalves here. You can find me always at The Poet Saint all day, every day. You also check out my website, stayonthemic.com. You know, man, it's just the fellas. Mm-hmm. Just the fellas here. So, of course, you know, I got my A1 since day one, my main man, Nino, Llanera.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. This is a cool episode. This was a fun episode. I like to throw parties too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, maybe not like who was it? Who was in last place? Tori Morgan.
Yes, yeah, that was bad. Well, they just couldn't pick the right
the
thing.
synergy just wasn't there that time.
It wasn't there.
I also wouldn't like to peel 50 shrimp in a time situation.
That sucked too.
That's a lot. I like shrimp though, but that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Peel and eat shrimp. 50 is a lot. I can do 10.
Right.
Probably the max. Just saying. And then I'm like, I'm
done.
over it. I'm over
You're
it.
over
I'm
it.
just saying, like, then it's not good anymore. Like, I don't want the shrimp anymore if I got to do that much work.
But
it's
if
like
the
crap.
shrimp comes in peeled.
Oh no, but we're good.
Marinated,
We're good.
all
Oh
that
no,
good stuff.
it's done. The
You're
whole
done.
plate is done.
You're done.
But when I'm peeling, like, it's just like crab.
I feel
like
you.
I sometimes have an issue. I love crab.
There's too much work.
But there's so much work with crab and cracking, and then you get the little things, and I get impatient, so I bite down on their legs,
Right.
You know, instead of using a little cracker or whatever. So I look
That's so
super
good.
hood in a little nice restaurant.
That's why you get the lobster,
You know.
lobster tail that's ready for you to go.
You know,
You
but
know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
you know, we ain't all able. You know
know.
what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
we
that's
ain't all
not
got
what
it
I
like
heard
that.
from the
we ain't all got it like that. Like Nino Hollywood.
Get outta here.
Nino's POV over here
outta
with
here.
the lobster.
Yes, follow my POV though.
Exactly.
You know, POV hashtag. Follow that hashtag.
See,
You know,
meat
self-promotion.
lobster.
That's it. That's it. That's all.
Whatever.
Plug.
Plug it away. So yeah, man, this is week 8.
Yeah,
we only got
that's
2 more
crazy.
episodes left after this.
When you went on that, went live just a couple seconds ago, and you said 8, I was like, dang, that's
Yeah,
really fast.
I know, it's crazy.
But
8
I'm enjoying
episodes.
myself with the show, so
It
I'm good
is,
with it.
and you know, I like that it's not predictable. You know, we got a twist, which we'll talk about the end. Another
That got me a
twist
little
of the end.
bad though, because
Yeah.
I really wanted to know what was gonna happen.
I kind of wanted to see some more drama with that because
Yeah.
I felt like Michaela and Cameron was gonna give a little upset maybe,
Right.
but you know, now we have to wait.
Like a double steal, maybe.
Double still maybe, but yeah, it's a recurring theme with this couple, and I feel bad because Michaela and Cameron are the only, you know, again, couple that are together,
Yeah.
that are there, perfect matches, and they're having a lot of difficulties because it seems like, from what we, you know, gather from the show, Cameron, you know, is gung-ho about the game, wants to be there, wants to interact with everyone else in the house. Michaela doesn't want to interact with everyone in the house, kind of wants to just interact with Cameron. It's kind of just over it in general, and, you know, really wants to go home, kind of take the money and run type situation. Cameron wants to stay in the game, so I think they constantly butt heads. They keep arguing, and it's just not looking good.
Do you think if they never went on this show, because they were together for about a year, I think, right? If they never went on this show, would their relationship still be where together now versus them being separate?
It's a good question. I don't know. I based on what we're seeing as an audience, it definitely seemed like it put a strain on the relationship. I don't know if that was the telltale sign to be like, okay, now they're not together. I know they each posted on social media when they broke up and kind of like, that, it happened, how it went down, whatever. They're not together. So, but they seem to still have love for each other, which, is a good thing.
Yeah, this overall could be a good thing because it, brought out a situation into the light.
True.
As it does for everybody who's playing this game at the moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
This brought Tori and Morgan back together.
So I feel like it's either going to bring you closer together or pull you further apart.
Right.
And in this case, it seems like it's pulling them further apart.
Right. And Adam and Shanley were just confused.
Adam and Shanley, poor.
Shanley, what's my girl at? Shanley, what's going on with you?
Shanley, we got to have her back in the studio. If our engineer, if there's anyone in the live chat, if you don't mind pulling that up so we can maybe see what they're talking about, we would greatly appreciate it. And I'll make sure to keep note of that time, the countdown. So it does start off the episode with Michaela and Cameron, as we said, still having difficulties, kind of reeling from the night before and what happened. So again, and I mean, just, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the episode, you should have if you're watching us.
Exactly.
But they actually got put up, got voted into the choice. And, we don't know what they chose because there was another one of the second blind choice. So they got to stay. Right. No one was eliminated. So it would have just been interesting because we were kind of predicting
that there was either going to be a double steal
or steal. I felt like either way, they weren't going to both share.
Right.
I feel like someone was going to do one or the other. I feel like, and I really feel like, based on what we saw, what Michaela and both Cameron were saying, I feel like Michaela was going to be the one to steal, and Cameron was going to, share, and that way they get out the house, but still get the money potentially, because if they're a couple, they're living together,
right? They
could just share that money,
right?
As long as they're like, okay, cool. Because my thing is, and this is just me in this game, if I was in, let's say I was in Cameron's shoes, for instance, and Michaela really wanted to go home and was adamant about it, you got what, 60,000 at this point?
Yeah.
You got a good chunk of money. Be like, yo, okay, this is the deal. We'll get voted in. Because I feel like Michaela, she kind of did that in some way because she told, who was it, Morgan? Or no, it's Tori.
It was Tori.
Tori.
She was in the hot tub with Tori.
And was like, yo, send me in. And I feel like that's a great way to be like, look, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But because, again, they are a couple, they're going home together potentially.
Right. Hopefully.
Right. But they basically like, look, this is an agreement. I'm going to pick steal, you pick share, we get to keep the money, and we're out of here.
Right.
And then Tori and Morgan get to stay in and, keep fighting for the money. And to me, that seems like that would be a good look.
If they were on the same page.
If they were on the same page.
Right. Because I feel like for Cameron, it's more of the experience situation versus the money.
It is.
At this point.
It is.
And with her, Michaela doesn't seem to care about the money either. She's there in support for Cameron for the experience as well, too, but she's just done with it.
But my thing is, because it's a team, this is a team event, team challenge.
Right.
I feel like even though he's so gung-ho about wanting to be there, if she's adamant about not being there and you're constantly fighting, constantly bickering, it seems like in order for the sake of your relationship, get up out of there.
Yeah, but his ego's taking over his relationship, and he said that too.
True.
He said that he said it like
he did
on the episode.
And that could be the reason why there's still issues.
Right.
I mean, potentially.
Right.
But if I was in that situation, if I was Cameron, I'd be like, all right, let's make an agreement.
Right.
You pick steal, or I pick steal. One of us gonna pick steal. The other person picks share, and let's get this money and run.
Right, man. There's a song that we should have came into now I think about it.
What?
It's the song where the girl's singing, I got issues, you got them too. It's all over. She used to be a singer-songwriter. It's all over radio right now.
Oh, okay.
But it's perfect because they all have issues. You know what I mean? Each one of them in many different ways, and it's just it's just so crazy to see it as it plays out when the game intensifies. Especially back again with Shanley, when spoiler alert again. Hopefully you watch this.
Right,
they got first place, yet there was still bickering going on at the table in the kitchen. About which is who's
I think
penis was bigger.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That was such a
out of all of the whole situation.
Why that even came up? That was like so dumb.
It was a bro talk.
Yeah, but still, like I don't know. I wouldn't have brought that up.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of bro talk that is. I mean, she said it's like frat talk or something like that.
I don't know. I'm not a frat. I don't
whatever.
Yeah,
I was never in a fraternity, so maybe I don't know. But yeah, and I think she's just so frustrated with Adam. Yes, she says that, she has, moments where she knows she can be mean and, maybe a little hurtful with her words or what have you. But I think Shanley she's there to compete, and she wants to win. And I think Adam just does things that just doesn't, like when she was having the conversation and they were talking and she and I could see Adam, I'd be frustrated too, where she's like, okay, in this challenge, who did more? Yeah. And then he's like, wait, we're not going to do this.
It's like it's a list.
stop. So, and when we had her here in the show, she was talking about when the bike situation, they put the bike together. They had 2 pedals.
Right.
She put the rest together. So I think she's frustrated. And we saw this last week too, because he says, what did you want another party? She's like, at this point, I think I'd do better. Because she feels like she's putting most of the load and doing most of the work. And so in any partnership, I don't care what it is, if you feel like that, you feel some kind of way because you're like, I'm doing all the work here, but we still have to split this money. And then if you're not doing what you do and then you don't come in first or come in last or whatever, then you want to blame that partner because they haven't been, putting up their end of the bargain.
Right. And in this case, they did, though. But there was still an issue somewhere along the line, which I wonder. I would love to get her back in here to ask her what that's about. But she is going live. If you guys are also watching this, also make sure you kind of check on your phones to see Shanley. She's going live tonight,
she's going live. Oh, she is.
On her IG, I believe.
Okay.
Talking about why. She said she had some explaining to do. So she might explain it right there.
Sure.
We'll see what that's all about. Yeah.
See what that's going on. I love how she was like, say something nice to me. And she's like, you got nice back muscles. Like, he's so starved. I mean, my thing is like, dude.
And he was like, but you're a great partner.
Yeah. I feel like, dude, okay, this is the deal. You're not in a relationship. You're not romantically involved. Yeah. So there's no reason to put on, right? So I feel like Adam, you know her. You've known her for 4 years. You know how she is, right? You know what she's about. Like, my thing is like, dude, just roll with it. You know what I'm saying? Just keep focus on the game. It's like he wants so much for her. And I could see, no one wants to hear negative comments all the time, 24/7. And even we saw in this episode where he's like, "You're my worst hater," And I get it. You don't want to hear that, but at the same token, if she's not going to bend, then just focus on the game. Don't get too caught up in the emotional side of it. She's not, and it's funny too because she says these things, but then we see when she's on her one-on-one, she's getting emotional. Yeah. She's crying. She's not happy. Exactly.
What happened in that situation? Right after she left the room and she went to the confessional, and you saw her eyes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean,
feel free to call us, Shanley.
Yeah. There's things we're not seeing, but at the end of the day, I think with these partners, especially as it gets closer and closer to the end, you got to find a common ground and you got to stick with that. Right. Don't worry about I like you, you like me. Let's just get this money. It's just like when, we've seen those of you that are fans of MTV and have watched, the challenge on MTV, and you see it's like when you're in a partner situation, it doesn't matter what's going on, if you're friends or not, because they'll put enemies together.
Right.
They're good for that. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is my partner. The focus is money. Let's get this money.
Right.
Bottom line.
And that's the hard part about this game, though, because it brings in old relationships, new relationships, some sort of chemistry in between, or just old friendships in that case between those two.
But the thing is, with Shanley and Adam, they've known each other the longest.
4 years.
Of anyone in the house.
Right.
So it's like, dude, you should know all. Like I'm saying, it's not a surprise. None of this should be a surprise to either of them.
He's still trying to mend the situation.
You know what I'm saying? Even with Shanley, she was frustrated with him because when he made the comment, the penis comment or whatever, she's like, dude, this dude is still young-minded or whatever. I've gone past that. I used to be involved in those things, but now I'm not, and it seems like he's not growing up. So that's another dissension I think between them,
right?
Because she's kind of on another level, and he's still in frat boy or whatever.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out as it goes along, since everyone's still in the game,
right?
So side note, I would be a little pissed to find out it was blind elimination after I carried all that crap all over the place, everything, running back and forth with all the heavy equipment.
That was a lot.
It was a lot.
That was a lot. We're gonna talk about it. So mission. Speaking of, first of all, because it's getting down to the wire, only the top 2 are getting money. So, and then the couples basically have to plan a beach party. Right. And so what this consists of is there's 3 different, items Cromwell talks about as far as a party. So you have drinks, you have entertainment, and you have food. And so they basically they have a choice. There's going to be a choice of either one or the other for each item. If they pick the same thing, then they just have to pick one item.
So much more simpler.
Right. If they pick both, they have to get both of them and bring it back to the beach. So it's basically double the work.
Right.
So we see, with drinks, it's beer or liquor. And so, they're kind of, picking up which, and you would think like, okay, what will my partner pick, type thing. But it's like, I don't know. I think a lot of them played this wrong.
Right.
And I think someone even admitted, I think it was it Tori? I think because when they came in last, I think she was saying she felt like she played it wrong, like as far as, with the choices that she made. Was it Tori?
It was. I think she said that they could have been a little bit more slow with the decision. Versus just going there and just picking it right away.
Which we were talking, and I'm just feeling like, how do they do this? Because I still think that they picked beforehand because, it's on either side, right? And they pick which one either one got, but it just seems like it would be easy to cheat.
It would. That's what I was saying. It looks like it would be so easy to cheat because at one point you hear Shanley and Adam. Shanley goes DJ. He's like DJ.
Yeah.
It's like, but that could be audio as well too.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Or there could have been somebody there waiting for them to pick cards and then they reveal it.
That
could just be all editing.
It could be all editing, and maybe that's why I'm like, how do they do this?
It could be all editing because you could easily cheat in that situation,
right? Because it's literally like on the others, like.
Right now, let's do it real quick. Let's see how our synergy is at the moment. So for entertainment, DJ or band on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Band.
DJ. Oh!
We're not together.
For me, for what? I'm just saying for food.
We're not compatible.
We're not compatible.
What was the choice? It was
meat or fish.
Or fish.
Or
meat or seafood.
Meat or seafood.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Seafood.
Meat. Oh,
weird. Terrible.
Wait, the last one. What was it? Drinks.
It was drinks. Drinks, beer, and liquor.
I feel like we're gonna get this one.
Oh,
right.
this is where we got this
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Liquor. Oh, of course.
Okay.
Can't stand beer.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We had the same situation.
Got it. So I think you play to the strengths, but
you do.
Again, interestingly enough, through all of this, the couple I feel like that probably fights the most, Shanley and Adam, speaking of, won and got every single one together.
4 years. That's because of the 4-year on and off synergy.
I'm thinking. And what's funny is, this is the funny part I think about this situation, because we see Adam, I think it's before the game starts or something like that. And he's like, oh, we got this. Because, we're the same person.
And she's like, yo, Shanley's faces were the best in all the interviews.
Yes.
If you guys have screenshotted or memed this, please tag us too. She's hilarious.
She has the best eye roll, ever.
She's the best.
Ever. She has the best eye roll. But yeah, no, she rolled them eyes. So she was like, time out.
Right.
We're not the same person. She's like, let's make that clear. And I think that's part of I think what happens before them, because Adam is like, I'm not saying he wants a romantic thing with Shanley.
He really wants a friendship.
But he wants the friendship, and he wants them to get along, and he wants them to be kumbaya and all this kind of stuff. And she's just not having it. She's just not having it with him,
Sad.
Unfortunately, we do see more fighting with Cameron and Michaela. We see, this is for the first time, which I was very shocked, Rashida and Devin.
Right, they were off.
They were not, and it was basically because it was we saw with the drinks, so they didn't get it. The two, they of course Devin picked beer, of course,
right. Which you would think that Rashida
would have picked beer just because she knows Devin would pick beer,
right?
And he's Fulmer. He's the Fulmer king. That's all he talks about is drinking beer.
Which was like, Rashida, did you not understand the
situation? Which I don't know. And that's another thing why I'm thinking maybe it was, premeditated, because if they had to do it, I just got a special. Can we get the exclusive?
Exclusive?
Yeah. Can we get the exclusive soundtrack? Please,
we get the exclusive button?
I think, we need the exclusive.
TV.
We need it.
Exclusive.
We need it because I need it. But whenever you get it, I'm gonna stop and then go into the exclusive.
It's coming.
But anyway,
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
All right, so
nonchalant.
I just found out. As we're taping live, we're live, of course, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, we're live. Live chat's cracking. Next week.
Yep. Cool.
Just got the message.
Okay.
Just got the confirmation.
Okay.
We will have in the studio.
Okay.
Shanley. Cameron.
Oh, Shanley Cameron.
Shoot.
Okay. If you guys remember last week, after we were done here,
yes,
Lem texted the panel and was like, you need to watch Shanley's live right now on Instagram. Shanley and Cameron together, they had a good time. Couple drinks were drank, and the rest is history. So I cannot wait to have them in here so we can talk.
I think it's going to be interesting. I think this is the fans would love to see this because, as we know, Michaela and Cameron are not together.
Right.
Those of you that follow them, they haven't been together for a while. And we've seen Shanley and Cameron kind of hanging out on IG, on social media, hanging out.
Right.
Hanging out, you know. So it'll be interesting to see them in the studio and kind of see what happens when we talk to them. But I'm very excited about them. I'm like really excited. Right. And if, you know, last week, as you remember, we had Rashida. And Rashida said if she comes to LA, that she'll come with them. So if Rashida comes to LA, we could potentially have all three of them. That would be super dope. That would be super dope. But ladies and gentlemen, exclusive, we will have Shanley and Cameron in studio next week. So make sure you watch that because it's going to be good. Just saying. Yes. All right. So back to our regular scheduled program. We see Trouble in Paradise with Rashida and Devin. She's saying he's not motivating her, which he always motivates her.
Right.
You know, he's very good about, come on, Rashida, da-da-da. And Rashida, you know, she says herself, she's small. You know, when it comes to physical things, she may lack in those areas.
And that's their issue. And Devin said it like, we're so good at everything else except the physical
stuff. And so she's, you know, lagging with because she's got the big old, you know, tub of like liquor and ice and stuff. He's carrying this keg. So, you know, she's lagging a little bit and he's upset because, again, don't want to get last.
That poor tub of liquor. You see how abused that got through her walk from the liquor store to the beach?
Yeah, that was bad.
Like surprised that those bottles didn't even break the way she was throwing it down.
Oh, yeah. It was, I mean, but she's little, like
and
that's a lot.
So heavy.
That's a lot. I mean, that's heavy for a dude. Like
with ice,
everyone. I mean, you ice, you have drinks. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. So I mean, everybody. It's heavy. Bottom line. So, but you know, he had to reel it back in. And Shanley and Adam, like we said, were killing it. Of course. So when it comes into first place, but before that, well, first place Shanley and Adam. We already mentioned that. But in second place, which they came from behind, which was a dope move.
Like this was the Super Bowl.
This was the right. So basically, the second thing was the music, right? So if you're a DJ, you had to pick up the DJ equipment, or if you're a band, you pick up band equipment. If you had both, of course, you have to be at both equipment. So they went. I think they went to get their DJ equipment. And so realized that the band equipment, that the drums rolled. They had a rolling thing at the bottom. So they basically piled everything on top of that.
Just rolled
that, picked up the band equipment, stuck that on top, and I think Rashida carried a couple of things, and then they was out.
Right.
And so they basically went from last place, jumped all the way to second place, boom.
Because everyone else had to go back twice.
Correct. Because they picked two different things.
Such a smart move. That was a lucky coincidence that happened. That happened. They went to the band place first.
Exactly. Because otherwise they might have gone if they went to DJ. Then correct. So they end up shooting into second place. So they got second. Third, Michaela and Cameron. They stuck it out, got through it. I thought they might have been last just based on how everything was going. Unfortunately, Morgan and Tori were last place.
Yes, Morgan.
Which we haven't seen this yet, correct?
I don't think so. Not
we haven't seen them in last place. No.
And still, though, their relationship is building so well that they weren't bickering at each other as far as like whose fault it was.
This is an example what we were talking about earlier about like some people are falling apart, some people getting together. They're actually coming closer together.
Definitely.
They're bonding over this. And even Tori, we see like, she's like, I'm really, feeling, my boy here. And I'm really feeling like we're gelling well. And even to the point where because again, they dated.
Right.
They did date.
Right.
And, of course, we know what happened with that. And so I feel like she's now like, okay, this could maybe work.
Right.
We're getting this, doing well together. We're working well together.
Let me scratch your back.
Right. The scratch back. You see the music?
Yeah. That music, though.
Wow.
Can't take this right now.
And I'm like, dude, she's just scratching her back. Yeah. But, and then we see even in the previews, if you watch the previews, there was some boom boom room talk between them two.
But they haven't boomed yet.
They haven't, but next week. So it'll be interesting to see.
He's like predicting.
I'm just it said in the previews for next week there was going to be some boom boom room. There was some boom room talk. That's all I'm saying. It came up between them two. So we'll see if it goes down. So again, Morgan and Tori last place. Right after that, the couples actually do get to have like a cool little dinner together, and they have drinks.
Right. On Karamo's tab.
Right, exactly. Okay, right. We know what it is, but
I'll take it.
Of
Shoot.
course, Tori and Morgan are feeling some kind of way because they're last place, so they know now they're up for elimination. And it sucks because of how this works. You have no control over anything.
Right.
You know you can vote, but you can't basically do anything. You're stuck there. You're reliant on whoever is going in, and hopefully they steal, so that way you can stay in the game. That's the only way. If they both share, you're out, and you lose all your money. And they lost 40,000 right off top,
right?
Because they came in last place. So, and I feel salty too.
Right.
I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't want it.
Exactly.
I'll take a shot. Just take the shot to make myself feel better.
Right.
About the situation.
I'm not going to be happy.
No.
I'm not going to be kicking it. But they do discuss one good thing I like about, and I think this shows like how they are coming closer together because even with all of that, they're like, okay, we still need to prepare ourselves. You stay in this game. We're still, as of right now, we're still in the game. We got to prepare and see what we're going to do. And
if we stay,
exactly,
we have to figure out what went wrong today.
Excuse me, correct.
And that's amazing that they're thinking like that ahead and that positive for the whole situation.
Absolutely.
Which everyone else needs to be doing as well too.
Absolutely. So I think that's good. I think that's good with them. This is when they go back to the house. This is when Adam brings up the whole penis thing. And then Shanley gets pissed at him because she thinks it's juvenile, and she's just frustrated with him.
She is, and she must be frustrated about other things too, because it can't just be that.
Well, no, I mean, I think what it is I think Adam, again, they've known each other the longest, but I think they're just not compatible as, like, I think they have, they care for each other, they have love for each other, but
they're like this. You have those certain friends where you could only take in dosages, small doses. That's the situation between those two right there. They can take each other in small doses and can be really good and have a good time.
Right.
Like 1 or 2 days together, but when you stick them 24 hours together, that's not.
And realistically, if you really think about it, like it would be difficult. Somebody says we need to have Torgan come in on AfterBuzz TV. That is true. They are in New York, but we do have Skype capabilities, so stay tuned next week. We might have them on Skype with the other couple that's here.
Right.
So.
That's a lot of guests.
That's a lot of guests.
We're making it. We're
we roll.
We're making them for like this week.
You know how we roll. We got to. But no, I think that it's definitely a situation where you have to look at the whole big picture. You have to look at the big picture, and I think when you're in, no matter, I mean, we could be best of friends. Right. You put us together and for 24 hours together for days on end, weeks at a time. You're going to put a strain on the relationship.
And I think I've said that before. My best friend was one of my college roommates at one point, and it definitely put a strain on our relationship. Well, we came out of it just like super strong, but it's different when you're living with somebody 24/7. You know what I mean? That's why marriage takes, work. You know what I mean? There's work to be done with that situation.
Yes.
When you're living with somebody like that all the time, you see each other all the time. Compromises have to come together.
Absolutely.
Communication.
There's no I need my space. No, exactly. You're in the same space.
Right. Exactly. Roll over a little bit more. Right. I need more space. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it would put a strain. But I think with them, because I couldn't see them hanging out outside of this challenge or whatever.
Definitely not. Yeah.
So, but they're getting together because they're a perfect match. And I think they have a lot of similarities. They do have a lot of similarities between them, which
definitely
also
not the same person.
Definitely not the same person. And I think maybe at one point in time, like when Shanley was talking about, I used to be that way. Oh. Maybe they were a lot more like when maybe before, maybe when they first met each other, when they were first on Are You the One. But 4 years have passed. Different situation now, and you've seen that. You have friends that you were best buddies.
Right.
Time passes, you seem like I'm not really into that no more.
Yeah, everyone grows different ways.
Exactly.
And, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Interests change and things like that.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. It's all about that. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
I feel like you find your closest friends as you get a little bit older in life or whatnot. The ones that do stick through. See you at my wedding. Whenever that happens.
Whenever that happens.
Not close. Not right now.
Not happening right now. I don't think any of these people are getting married on this show. We do see after Tori and Morgan kind of console each other, which I think is good. I think Devin, we see some manipulation happen. Of course, Devin, his little thing. I love what he does his thing. So he starts getting in on Morgan, basically saying, "Yo, put me in. I'm going to steal. Put me in, I'm going to steal." Now, I don't believe for not one hot second that Devin would steal. Yes, it is tempting. It's $100,000 that they're at right now. But I can't see Devin doing that because again, he wants to get to the end of the game. He wants to win.
His ego's too big. Dude.
He wants to win.
Way too big.
He wants to win. So if you do that, you don't win, right? Yeah, you get some money, but you don't win. So his ego is too big for that. He wants to win the entire thing. Also, I just couldn't see him doing that to Rashida, to be honest. To be honest.
They seem like they're so close.
Right.
And, they work so hard together.
Right.
And, like, as crazy and as devilish as Devin is, remember he said he stabs from the front, not the back.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
You know
I'm going to come for your heart. That's what he says.
I'm going to come for your heart.
I'm going to come for your heart.
So I don't think that's something he would do.
Right. But I think he's, pitching that to Morgan because he wants to get voted in.
Exactly. So that they can be out.
Exactly.
That'd be the easiest way because they know how good of an athletic competitor those two are.
Exactly.
And that could crush them in the finals.
Exactly. So it's a very, very smart move. Right. And even said when, he's like, I wanted to send him packing, because he wanted to get voted in. Because ultimately the strategy would be, put me in, I'm going to act like I'm going to steal, but I'm really going to share, and then they're gone. Mm-hmm. Which is smart.
Correct.
It's a good strategy. It didn't work, unfortunately, Cameron and Michaela. And realistically, it wouldn't matter anyway because of how it worked out. But
did Karamo say when they had the first blind elimination
that there was going to be another one?
Yeah. Did he?
I was thinking that when I saw it, and he was like, "This is the second one."
I'm like, did he ever say this is going to be a second one?
I think he probably said. I think he alluded when it happened the first time that it may happen again or something like be prepared.
Right.
I don't think he said it's going to be one more. At least I don't remember. Oh. Maybe those of us those of you in the live chat could maybe shed some light on that.
Let us know if you guys remember if there was supposed to be a second one or not.
Right.
Or is this the producers playing the puppet game and they're like, this is great because we could play it like this.
Right.
And this could make it so much better, which is still really good because it's really good for TV.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Super entertaining.
Well, it makes it, what it does is it keeps the competitors on their toes because they're like, okay, now you don't know what could happen. Yeah, I could go in, but then it doesn't mean I'm going home. It also keeps, obviously, us as viewers in suspense because it doesn't... I don't like when things are predictable.
Right. And we should have thought about this, too, because there's 10 episodes, supposedly, right? And there's 4 couples left. Mm-hmm. So if they were to eliminate one right now, there would only be 2 couples at the end. So there's probably going to be 3 couples at the end.
Right.
For second and third place.
Correct.
So next week is going to be like...
A big elimination.
A big elimination. It's going to be a big one.
Yes, it will be.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And we got 2 big guests.
To talk about it.
Oh, so good. Shoot. So good.
Oh,
so
shoot.
Good.
So, as we stated, of course, nobody went home. Cameron and Michaela did get voted in, excuse me. And so I love how Morgan and Tori come out. Like Morgan looks like James Bond.
Yo, they were so slick. It looked so good.
Yeah.
Oh, and look, we had Kelly V saying, no, I don't remember them saying there would be another one. Yeah, okay. I don't either. So it's not just us.
Yeah. But, MTV can do whatever they want.
Exactly.
They can do whatever they want.
It's still fine. I'm watching.
Right. I think they just want to keep them on their toes. I think that's really what it is. But yeah, I liked how Morgan was like, see how my lucky socks. Right. That's what happened.
And my tux.
And my lucky tux. Yeah, exactly. But they look sharp. Sharp. I wasn't mad. I think that they were definitely even Tori seems like the type of person. I mean, we've had her here a couple of times. She's very much the type of person, she can't hide her face.
Right.
Like how she's feeling it's right there in her face.
Right.
And you can see it in her face where she's just like, you can tell she's worried.
Right.
She's very worried.
I would be super worried if I was in their position too.
Absolutely. Because you have basically the option if it's either going to be Devin and Rashida, who, come on, not going to split it.
Right.
They're going to share. And then you have who did get voted in, Cameron and Michaela, who potentially could also hit share too, because, again, they're a couple. Right. They don't want to,
I would have been so much more relaxed if I found out it was, Michaela and Cameron. You know what I mean? Just because the more likely of a chance for them to
because of what's been said.
Exactly.
Sure. Because of how everything's been playing out, especially with Michaela not being happy about being there. Absolutely. I agree with you. But either way, it's still nervy because you never know.
Right.
You never know. Luckily, they didn't have to go through that. Everybody got to stay. So I don't, again, because of how we only got 2 more episodes, I don't see there being another blind choice. I'm just interested when we get down to the finale,
who actually
what's going to look like.
Right.
Because, again, now we have 2 things that we don't know. We know we don't know what happened with, Tori and Morgan, if they hit share or steal. And now at this point, we don't know what happened with Cameron and Michaela.
Right.
I feel like, this is just me, I feel like Michaela stole and Cameron hit share.
Right.
That's what I feel like happened. What do you think?
I feel like there could have been a double
steal?
Because Cameron, when that happened, when Karamo said, Karamo said, well, at least you can go back and work on your relationship now. And he was like, yeah.
Oh, no. Neither of them were excited. She wasn't excited.
So
Cameron wasn't excited.
I was like, because he would have been more excited. I feel like I would have seen his face a little bit more excited to know there was a safe situation.
Right.
Because he wanted to stay in the game before.
Right.
But in that case, he just was like,
No,
you know
neither of them seemed happy or content with what happened. I think they just really wanted to know what it was and kind of move on from that. So now kind of having this hanging over, it'll be interesting.
It would be really interesting, yeah.
She said probably be a double elimination next week. It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
I just feel like the last episode needs to have 3 couples.
Since we've been doing this first, second, and third situation the whole time.
Well, and with the exception of this one, it's only a first and second. But I feel like it needs to be 3 couples, and also that would mimic the challenge because typically, those of you that are fans of the challenge,
the top 2,
they always have the top 3, couples fighting out in the finale. So, and the challenge just ended last week or Tuesday, excuse me, and that's what happened. They had top 3 people.
It'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting. It will be interesting.
Shout out to everyone in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got was it Natalie, Sam? I think we had was it Nicole up there, Justin, a whole bunch of people in the chat. Thanks for talking with us, letting us know what you feel like. We love to hear what you guys say, so keep the conversation going.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. This obviously goes on YouTube as it does every week, so you can keep putting your comments there under that and let us know. What do you think? I would like to know. What do you think if Cameron?
You just really want to mesh those together.
Cameron, if they stole. I mean, that's the name we're using, right?
Right.
If they stole, if one of them stole, if both of them stole, I feel like Michaela stole. Personally, just me.
I feel like that was a double.
You feel like it was a double?
I feel like just because of his reaction to what Karamo said.
Well, let's put it like this. Let's say next week. I mean, something's got to be revealed, right? Because if, let's say, they get put up for elimination again, we're going to find out what happened.
What really happened.
Right. Even if they go home with nothing, we still would find out just for the sake of, hey, what'd you guys pick?
Right.
So I think it'll be interesting next week because we have that potential and we have the potential of Morgan and Tori. Because if they end up last, I don't think so. I think that they reconciled very well. They got the back rub situation. They're back on track. I don't see them being last ever again.
Potential boom.
Just and the potential boom situation. Yeah. But it didn't work well for everyone because, when some other people visited the boom room, they went home right after. So, just saying. But ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone in the live chat, as Nino said, make sure you continue the conversation.
Yes.
Everything that's going on. And, again, exclusive dropped right here at AfterBuzz TV. Next week, we will have special guests, Shanley and Cameron.
That's right.
In the studio. I'm telling you, man, they've been online a lot, so we're gonna find out.
Possible new dynamic.
I don't know.
Could this be a new match?
I don't know.
You're gonna have to tune in next week to find out.
And we should have our full panel back. So the ladies will be back as well.
Cross fingers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we should have our full panel with the ladies, and we'll have 2 special guests on the couch. And who knows, we may even have someone on Skype. Just saying.
Dang, really trying to make up for this last week here.
Right. But, we want to appreciate y'all hanging with us.
That's how you do.
This is how we do. I've been your host, Lim Gonsalves, and as always, you can find me at The Poet Saint all day, every day. Also, you can check out my website, stayonthemic.com. Nino, where you at, sir?
Yeah, it's your boy Nino. You can always find me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Follow my hashtag, Nino's POV. And continue the conversation. Like I said, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on Instagram. We want to know what your thoughts are. Tag us, and let's chat.
Absolutely. I don't know what our outro music is, but I don't know if we should just end it. Because usually we have the outro music, and then we have the announcer. There you go. All right. Because I was like, wait, that would be super awkward and just silent, just like,
bye, y'all.
All right, bye. All right, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, until next week, make sure you tune in. We'll see you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.